that same month, they passed a law that confirmed why America's expired. That's the confirmation. Hey, people go hard in the paint for these children, bruh. And here you are, 20 states deep in child marriage. 44 states have child marriage overall. Then you got the age of consent under 18 in 40 states. Then you got the world record for being with the youngest children by laws that are with the youngest children. You have the record for that. That's too much of a solid perspective of desire for children from adults, which is pedophilia. You can't be an adult liking children talking about I'm not a pedophile. You are, by definition. By definition, you are. In your own little fantasy world, who knows what you are? But by definition of defining things, definitions are solid, by the way. If you're an adult, you're 18, you can't say you're a child anymore. No matter how much you want to be a child, you are defined at 18 as an adult. Not 17 and not 16. That's fantasy world stuff that you justify, that your American community justifies. God ain't feeling that. You can't use the past when you know better. You can't use what other people did when you know better. We have evolved as humanity, and you can be destroyed when you know you've evolved, and you still trying to use other excuses. Well, back in the ancient times, ain't no telling what they did. Yeah, but you're not there, are you? So why would God hold you to a moral standard of ancient people? Why would God hold you to a standard that's ancient? He holds us all to a standard now, right? So what standard are you being held to? The American standard, which is not to play with children, and you can be killed for children. So you're more anti-American than me. I just showed you. American community kills for children. So who's more anti-American? Me talking about these laws and how they should change, and how the American system should be destroyed as a result of passing pedophilia laws. Pedophilia laws, that being defined, that being said, that's by definition, are people that's don't reflect the values, the government that doesn't reflect the values of you as a community. That's anti-America. As far as children goes, this is anti-America. 44 states marrying children is not anti-America. See, America's been over. It just had to be revealed. You were already expired. You see what I'm saying? Because it doesn't. They don't reflect who you are anymore. The government doesn't reflect who you are. So that's anti-America, the government. I can't make this up. So I'm gonna break it down one more time. If you have a certain perspective on children, Americans, you have a certain perspective, right? About adults being with children. And most Americans will say adults should only be with children. Adults only with adults, right? So that's most Americans. It's not nobody. No one's gonna say, "Well, that age is okay if they're a child." That age is okay if they're a child. Nobody's gonna say that, right? Everybody's gonna say, for the most part, no, 18. With all these crazy people, that's being relevant. Got all these crazy people in America. With all these crazy people, the age of consent should be 18 everywhere. in every state and county and city. So then why your government is passing laws less than 3 years ago that allows adults to marry children? Legal children, they're not adults in any form or fashion. Why does your government allow that? Why did they pass laws that does not reflect the community's values and perspective on children? It doesn't reflect anyone here's perspective, right? And you're paying taxes. And you should be angry. Gets me hot every time. See that? So then that's anti-America right there. They passing laws that are not you. They're passing laws that are opposed to you. So that's anti. Come on, man. Don't be slow. Please don't be slow. Your government is passing anti-law, anti-American laws at this point. What else is it? How else can you define it? Define it for me then. Define what that is. Because laws are made for the community. Laws are made for the American citizens that are here, right? American laws are made for American citizens, right? To abide by and to live by, right? And to have access to. So this doesn't have any, these laws, marrying children, the age of consent under 18 in 40 states, 44 states allowing child marriage. This doesn't reflect anything about you. These are not laws that you would even want in existence. These are not laws that you want to take advantage of. Anybody want to take advantage of these laws? Anybody want to go test out the laws? So no one wants to do that. So it's not a part of you. And you're angry when people play with children, right? Sexually. You're angry about it, right? You're angry. So you're opposed to it, which means the laws that they pass are opposed to you, which make it anti-American laws. It's not pro-America, right? It's not what patriots would do here, right? It's not what the military would do. It's not what the police would do. It's not what firemen would do. It's not what thugs would do. It's not what black people would do. It's not what white people would do here. It's not what Mexicans, Hispanic, or Latino would do in America. It's not what the Asians would do in America. It's not what the Indians would do, the Native Americans would do. It's not any ethnicity in America would not pass these laws. So why are they passed? From the American government. They're passing anti-American laws. I don't know if it's an experiment or what it is, but it's anti-America. So your government is anti-America. See that there? And that's why you're expired. That's why. Because your government is not even you anymore. You're still you. They changed. They changed. They talking about Putin changed. The American government changed. So then why they pass, if they haven't changed, then why they pass laws less than 3 years ago that allows adults to marry children? If they haven't changed. Somebody changed. Somebody got evil. And people change. You know that. You're old enough to know that people change. And people run the government, right? Not robots. They changed. They don't reflect you, but you still sitting here American. You see the setup? Do you see the setup for the war that's ahead? You're still America. Your government is not. Your government is not. Look at the stuff that they talk about with Donald Trump, rallying people up to do that stuff January 6, 2021. Look at that. Your government has changed on you. And if you don't get a grip of it now, you're going to be nothing but cattle somewhere. I'm telling you the truth. Because a lot of you are useless to the American government. I'm telling you, what can you do for them? They're doing everything for you. If you're on EBT, food stamps, you're a liability. That's how they're man, they don't want to help you. All these black people on food stamps, You are considered cattle, a liability that they don't know how to get rid of. I'm just telling you the truth. They're not looking at you as an asset. An asset? When they pumping out food stamps and money, they rather make you reduced to an animal. Yeah, you don't believe it, do you? With the environment to match, meaning you'll be reduced down to animal-like living if they had their complete way with you. You okay? It's more cheaper that way. Put you all somewhere, in what you want and or desire doesn't even matter. You got to look at the problems that are real, right? And you got to look at the response of an evil government, a nasty government. Not everybody. I'm not demonizing everybody there. But you're going to have to choose your side soon. You're going to have to choose your side. And look, this separates the men from the boys, the girls from the women. It separates the adults from the children. Because we're at a place in time. This is a serious pivotal point. A serious pivotal point for this country. We can't undo this. Now we know. We know now what this country really is. Okay? They passed laws less than 3 years ago that is to marry your children. That has nothing to do with American values, nothing to do with American celebrities, nothing to do with American community, black, white, whatever have you, Hispanic, Latino, Asian, Indian, Native American, and every other ethnicity. It's no reflection of your values. Nobody's values here. So why would they pass them for you? That's anti-America. They already have risen up into something else. And is it ironic that these laws were passed in the Trump's administration? I don't think so. I think he began the anti-American, making America great again was the deception. Maybe that was the deception. This man had an intentional slow response on COVID. He didn't even care about your well-being. That's anti-America already. It's anti-you. It's opposing to you that he had a slow response on COVID. Many ways to show you he's anti-America. Talk about people in the culture, basketball players, everything. Some would say he's almost like one of those shooters that go into the stores. He's outside the culture. He's not embraced by the people. He feels hated. He feels the need to lash out and do stuff. So see, all the people that you give praise to and all the people that some of y'all bow down to, they've been anti-America for a minute now. Because this is how they feel they're going to change it. Maybe that's what it is. Let it all fall apart and destroy it and try to start something else. But I'm going to keep it factual. We do know that these laws don't reflect your community. They are absolutely no reflection of the desires of the people here or the morals or values of the people here. It's no 100% not a reflection of the American community. So you had anti-American laws passed over your head. The same month, the Lord sent me a prophecy, I believe. America, only thing spoken, 3 words. America is expired. That's it. Nothing, no other descriptions of wars and conflicts among Americans. America is expired. I understand it even more better now because they're passing laws that are not American. They passed laws that tainted American values. And this, honestly, is what sets us free from obeying them Because why should you have to obey a country that's marrying children? You're free. I'm not, look, I have my own morals on my own. A man doesn't have to tell me to do right or wrong. I can tell myself to do right. I don't need no police to tell me to do right. I don't need the police to tell me not to touch children and not to marry children. I don't need no man over me to make me be a man. If you're a man, you don't need another man in any form or fashion. Not really. I don't need a man to tell me what to do anyway. The Bible tells me enough. And that's all I need. I don't need your laws, and I don't need your law enforcement. They fail us every day anyway. They fail us all the time. They are failures. To me. So you don't have to obey this anymore. You don't have to obey a country that's marrying children, passing laws to do so less than 3 years ago. You don't have to obey that no more. And that's how you know all of this is true. America's expired. They passed laws. God brought judgment. You shouldn't have to obey that. It's the end. Okay? Where we go from here, I don't know. But this is not going to exist anymore. It's going to be that flag is about to be dusty. I don't care how much of a patriot people are. I'm a patriot to righteousness. I'm a patriot to the truth. I'm a patriot to facts. I'm a patriot to everybody living on the same level. Because another thing is that you see all this stuff going on. Racism ain't gonna ever leave until you break down the American system. That's another reason. Man, it ain't gonna never go away. You know how many racist people, you think there's no racist people in the government that's a gatekeeper for white power being on top. You don't think there's any gatekeepers making sure that happens? You're naive. You don't think there's any people with money that's influencing the government that are racist? You are naive. You clearly see people lost their lives right now, here in 2022. And see, what deceives you is all the gadgets and technology you got. Oh, it's a different kind of country now. Ain't nobody, and you think that means racism is gone because you're more high tech. Because you're more high tech, you think racism goes away. Because you got flat screen TVs. Because you got smartphones, you think racism going away. Then you don't even know what you was dealing with in the first place. It's a massive system that is still there that hates non-white people. They passed it down through tradition and to keep their family alive, to keep their family on top. You had to be down so they could be high. You had to play the slave so they could play the master. That's for all of us. And now you find out that they are passing laws recently, less than 10 years ago, less than 3 years ago, that allows adults to marry children. You shouldn't even want it. What else are you waiting for to happen? They done killed black people. They had genocide here concerning the Native Americans. And now they're targeting the most docile people, some of the most docile people there are, the Asians. Asians are very, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, in a respectful way. They're very docile people. Docile people. They're very humble. Humble is the good word. They're humble and I don't want to say passive. I would say they're humble. So with that being said, why would they target Asians? Why would they target Asians? Why would they target Asians? You know? And so to me, it's a whole, um, it's a whole portrait of showing you that they've done it all. They've done everything you could think about. Everything. There's nothing left. So the only people that want this country to stay alive are good old European white Americans. That's the only people who want it to stay alive. Because it's their family, it's their money, it's their power. And you can't act like it's yours when you're still being shot in the streets. You still being shot in the streets talking about my country. Your country is shooting you down. That's what they're doing. And until you get it in your family, which sooner or later will happen, you're going to sit back talking about my country. My country ain't never been totally for you. It has never in its existence been totally for you 100%. But it has been for white people 100%. Right or wrong. America is for white people 100%. Now, what's the percentage is for you? Let's just start with African Americans. What's the percentage that America is for you? What's their approval rate for you? How do they approve of you? Let's flip it around. How do they see you? I would say about 40%. It ain't half. I would say about 35% actually. 35% of America is for black people. 35%. For Hispanic and Latino, I would say 45% because they can utilize you to work for them. Okay? And Asians probably is at the same rate, maybe like 47 to 48% there. But in Indian, the Native American, I would say 48%. Everyone's under 50% if you're not white. I'm sorry to tell you. As far as them taking care of you like they should, doing for you as a government as they should, we are all under 50%. No one's 50% cared for by the American government if you're not white America. You're under 50%, not 50%. You're under it. Less than half. That's how they care about you. That's how they take care of you. That's how they feel about you. That's police included. How they feel about you too. All of that is under 50%. Because see, you got to remember, the police see all the crimes that black people do. And what they do is they judge and they become more resentful and hateful towards you. They don't love you more because you're doing crimes. So you got to think about that. You got to keep it 100. They see you doing crimes, they hate you. They see the stuff you do, they hate you. We're all under 50% of being loved, cared for. If you're non-white in America, you're under 50%. I don't care how you feel about it. That's what it is. They do not love you like that. And sooner or later, they're going to break free from everything they've been doing, which you thought you was a part of, and they're going to be totally against you all. And you're going to be sitting back like a woman that thought she had a man. I thought we was together. I thought we was together. Yeah, a lot of people thought that. See, that's how Satan operates. He'll use you. Yeah, he'll use you. And then you'll be crying, talking about, I thought we was together. Satan does the same thing. He gives you deals. He gives you things you want. He uses you up and he spits you out. That's how he works. That's how your American show business works. That's how your American culture works. That's why people get depressed after they get a certain age, because they get spit out by the American community and culture and government. Yeah. You get a certain age, people think you could do any and everything. They send you out there to fend for yourself. I can't change how much I get paid a year. That's not, but they leave all people that are not considered young out here to fend for themselves. And you can't only fend for yourself in labor. You have to be fended for in laws as well. You have to be fended for as far as the color of your skin. And they're not fending for you. They're killing you. They're not fending for you being black. They'll tell you to go work, fend for yourself. But how you gonna fend for yourself when all these white people are racist? You can work to you work your fingers to the bone. You're not going to be able to fend for yourself as a non-white person here in America. White people have to fend for you. You're surrounded. You think I'm surrounded? You're totally surrounded by something you don't even know about. Okay. If that last shooting didn't wake you up, I don't know what else is. I have to bring it up. What else is it going to take for you to see that you're surrounded by racist people still in 2022? So it's nothing left to do but to renounce, take this country down. If not for any other reason, for all the racist people that are here. You're not going to get rid of them by some new laws. You're not going to get rid of them because you got a jazzy new commercial or jazzy new shows on TV showing black and white people getting along. You're not going to get rid of them that way. You're not going to get rid of them because you decide to make videos showing multiple ethnicities uniting and dancing around. This is what you call us being progressive. A commercial in a movie. A commercial in a movie. That's what makes you progressive. You can't be serious, man. Meanwhile, people are going shooting up people, punching people. Like I said, docile Asians. They're not passive. They're humble and docile and graceful. It should be no reason people should be beating up on people of that nature. Now, yeah, I described it right. I got the words in there right to describe them. And that's what America's doing. So in my opinion, and probably a lot of Asians' opinions right about now, this is over. Yeah, when you start picking on people that ain't doing nothing, I mean, Asians are probably less likely to do something, a crime, than almost any other race. White people would do crimes, black people would do crimes, Hispanics would do crimes, Latinos would do crimes, but Asians, on the average basis, and yet America's punching them around right now. That's what I'm saying, man. Blaming them for something that obviously they had no part in. Brats, entitled. You didn't get your latte, so I'm going to punch an Asian. I guarantee there's an American out there like that. I didn't get my latte, I'm going to punch somebody. This country has raised entitled brat people. People that just feel entitled to something or a certain way of living or even living itself that they don't deserve or work for. Yeah, they feel entitled to live. Who said you was entitled to live? The Bible says the wages of sin is death. That means what you get for sinning is death. That's your payday. Your payday is death. I didn't make it up. Yeah. You just hate the truth. That's the problem. You don't hate me. I ain't did nothing to you. You hate what I'm saying, which is the truth. And you hate yourself. Because you are the reason for most of this happening. You Americans made all this happen. I personally believe you're the reason why all of this is coming out onto the world. All this crazy stuff going on here has been a catalyst for all the rest of this stuff. You put it together. I shouldn't have to put everything together. So, we have to realize, man, this country is gone. Now you can stay on the farm, because we about to pull off with the horses. We about to get on the horses and leave the farm. You can stay here at this farm called America, the American system, if you want to, but it's about to be raided and destroyed. We're on horses right now, sitting, talking on horses, talking to you while you on the farm, trying to get you to realize, hey, your farm's burned down pretty much. We figured out what was really going on in this country. We didn't have to shoot one bullet. We didn't have to shoot one gun. We didn't have to become police. We didn't have to become thugs. We figured it out without having to do any of the things that you do. You should look at that. Didn't have to be a gangster to get this done. Didn't have to be a cop